Charlie Kirk did not write the book Pagan Threat. He had almost nothing to do with it. I was appalled when I got the free sample to read, and I'm going to share it with you just to show you absolutely using Charlie Kirk to push this Catholic crusade, this Judeo-Christian crusade against all other religions. And right now, it's paganism. When you read into it, they're talking about the Anunnaki. Let me show you. There is nothing new under the sun. Solomon wrote in the book of Ecclesiastes, what is experienced today has been experienced before. What has happened in the past will happen again. That's good to know, because in today's America, the Christian faithful are faced with a terrifying, broad array of dangers and threats. I don't see these threats. What I do see is people not buying into the indoctrination. I would not call that a threat. It's good to know that there's nothing unique about these evils. So if we don't believe in Christianity, where everyone's evil, every one of them has a precedent. We are menaced not by new false gods, but by the return of demons from long ago. He's talking about the Anunnaki. For those raised in a Christian world, it's easy to take its moral innovations for granted. Even a theist to benefit from living in a world that Christians made. And the surest sign is that we are living in an evil modern age. That is that the forces of modernity are fanatically fighting to restore the moral order that existed prior to Christianity. In other words, the moral orders of the pagans. Well, everyone was pagan before the Catholic and Christian Crusades, or Islam. I think Christians and the Islamic crusades are the problem. I don't think it was the pagans that were minding their own business. But listen to this. In the pagan world, the individual human life was of no importance. Not true. Therefore, abortion, infanticide, human sacrifice. Not true, not true, not true. Can't get small examples of certain cults or cultures and then just spread that about everyone. That's misinformation, and I would consider it hate speech because I take offense to everything here. Under paganism, there was no notion that humans had equal innate worth, so one tribe enslaved another, or rulers enslaved their subject with impunity. So when you slaved all of the Africans, Irish, and there were also Italian slaves, that was okay? Like, this is the biggest hypocritical book intro I've ever read. I'm friends with Lucas for some time now. I've come to know him as a speaker, pastor, and partner at Turning Point USA Faith. But above all, I know him as a fearless warrior of Christ. Oh my God, warrior of what? Lucas is a man built to stand for the truth in a time of great apostasy. Do you want to see the picture of this guy? He weighs 15 pounds with wet clothes on. The era we live in is a time of apostasy that would make the Old Testament prophets shudder. Stop talking. Oh my God. The revival of Old Testament times is exactly what this book, Pagan Threat, Confronting America's Godless Uprising, confronts. They're talking about us looking into the book of Enoch, looking into the Anunnaki tablets, looking into the Veda, looking into Hinduism, Buddhism. This is what they consider a pagan threat. While in the same time, in the same breath, they see you in Valhalla because they want to be Viking warriors, which is paganism. The biggest hypocritical book. I don't believe for one second that Charlie Kirk had anything to do with this book. And if he did, then you know what? Then yeah, that's hate speech. And don't you dare come at me with you're a liberal, because in that case, you are the new liberals. You refute the evidence in front of your own eyes. I didn't know that being Republican meant you had to be a Catholic. Excuse you? Yeah, no, thank you. You can keep that shit to yourself. Now it goes into where we're devil worshippers if you're not a Catholic. We cannot get on board with that. I'm sorry. Casual Christians like to imagine we have already won a permanent victory over the worshippers of Moloch, Baal, and Jupiter. The god of Jupiter is Zeus, which would be Enlil, which would be Yahweh, which would be their god. This is how the uneducated and the indoctrinated fall for this crap. But those gods are now back with a vengeance, bearing new names like progressive tolerance and social justice. Oh no, tolerance? Social justice? How dare they? This new paganism says a lot about freedom, but just like in the but just like the old pagans, its ultimate agenda is domination and moral anarchy. Christians seduced by its superficial world will find themselves betrayed or making an alliance with the devil. Thankfully, people like Lucas have realized the danger and are fighting back. Okay, I'm going to show you this grand warrior. I find this book to be horrific, of poor taste and judgment, and it presents an exuberant ignorance in all other cultures besides their own. And this, we did not know that Republican equals Catholic Christian, didn't know that. I was not aware. So on another note, you can tell me why they are the only ones that when priests are caught in the act and have committed crimes against children, they're never incarcerated. They are never punished for it. They are just sent to another place. Okay? I can't even deal with this stuff. Such a warrior. You're such a Viking. Oh my God. So strong.